to a new week of the DC weekly vlogs. If you saw my last one, it didn't go exactly according to plan, but we're back in DC now. We're fine. Long story short, I had to evacuate kind of last minute because of the unrest that was going on here in January, but I'm so happy to be back in our cute, girly apartment, aren't we? It's fine, she doesn't get it. I co-founded a company called Trades of Hope. We sell ethically made fashion accessories made by women around the world who otherwise wouldn't have a safe and dignified job. And that includes the women who make these beautiful harmonious hoops. They are called harmonious hoops because they have silver and gold intertwined together. And we have 30 new pieces in this line. They're all so cute. Lots of layering necklaces, lots of pearls, really on trend. Go check it out if you haven't already. There was just a really big snowstorm in the Northeast, and there's still snow all over the floor in DC. I am so glad that I didn't miss at least seeing the snow, even though I think it is going to actively slow later this week. Stay tuned. But Ember and I were outside this morning watching the sunrise over the snow when we were taking our first walk of the day, and it was so peaceful and beautiful. I grew up in California and Florida, so I didn't really get to experience the snow growing up, so autumn and snow are like my two favorite things. I really love living in a place that has 4 seasons, and DC has the best, most evenly divided 4 seasons. Like the summer is really hot, the spring is really transitional, the autumn is stunning, and then the winter has snow. It snowed at least once a year the last 4 years that I've lived here, but it's not like snow for several months and gross. It's just kind of cold and then snows a few days of the year. I'm in Capitol Hill on this beautiful Friday morning. I have some appointments. Honestly, Capitol Hill is where I have a lot of my cosmetic appointments. I even have one of my chiropractors on the street. And after my appointment, I got my favorite chai latte at Souk. It is an amazing walk-up window restaurant, so it's super easy to just go and grab, especially these days. You just walk up to the window, grab what you want, and it's amazing. Best chai I've had in DC. It's so good. This is the first time I've had a hot one, but there's literally snow on the ground, so I'm not gonna get an iced one today. Now I'm gonna walk a couple doors over to Call Your Mother, which is a really iconic DC restaurant. I actually think that this is the first DC restaurant that President Biden went to after he was elected just a few weeks ago, so even more iconic now. I love Capitol Hill because you have things like Starbucks, Chipotle, and pizza and stuff like that, like chains, but then you also have cute, small, privately owned mom and pop type restaurants and shops as well. There's just everything in Capitol Hill, and that has that classic DC charm, which we love. I have more Capitol Hill DC restaurant options, suggestions on one of my DC highlights on my Instagram profile, if you want some more. Before I go back to my car, sorry, I almost slipped on ice. Before I go back to my car, I have to show you some of the just beautiful, iconic Capitol Hill houses, because they're stunning, and if you love DC, this is part of the charm, you know? Look at how cute this street is! Oh my gosh, someone built a snowman. How cute. I love when they have those, I don't know what it's called, but those points at the top, they look like tiny castles. And I'm obsessed. Right outside of where I parked, the Capitol building and Library of Congress. She's cute. So cute. While I drink my amazing chai latte and eat my bagel sandwich, oh my gosh, you can see the Library of Congress in the window behind me. Okay, you could when I said oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm about to go to Alexandria, which is Virginia. I live in DC proper, but the thing is, I want to go to Target and a few other stores like Target, and it's just so much better going in Alexandria because you can just easily find a parking spot. So you don't have to pay for the parking spot. It's just like a peaceful suburbs moment, even if you live in DC. I remember when I first moved here, I was like, how do I go to just a normal Target? Because all of the ones in the city are they just don't have that relaxing vibe. They're either a small Target, which they don't tell you that when you look on maps and you try to find a normal Target. It doesn't say, FYI, this Target is micro. There is a good one in Columbia Heights. I love that Target. It's actually nice if I want to go to Target at night because you park in the parking garage and then take the elevator up right into the store. So you're just not walking around a parking lot at night. However, it's just not the same. And I used to drive so far out of DC, not knowing that there is one right across the bridge in Alexandria. So just, that's my hot tip to you. If you move to DC and you're like, where do I go to a TJ Maxx, to a Target, which by the way, the TJ Maxx and Marshalls in DC proper are not good. They do not get good stuff. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. I'm never happy. I never feel fulfilled after I leave. And yes, I do feel fulfilled after shopping at other TJ Maxx's and Marshalls. Actually, there's a really good Ross in like Northeast DC. In Northeast DC, there's a good Ross. But other than that, those kinds of stores are just better in Alexandria. Hop the bridge. It's just on the other side of the bridge. It's, yes, technically you're leaving DC, but it's worth it. Trust me, it's gonna be okay. I did not find what I needed in Alexandria at Target, TJ Maxx, or HomeGoods. So now I'm back in DC. I'm shopping on F Street, which is my favorite shopping street. It has Sephora, Anthropologie, that's what I come here the most for, but it has a ton of other places that you can choose from as well. It's kind of more of the urban shopping versus the suburbia shopping, if you will. I'm at a red light right here, and it looks like there's the Capitol building, and it looks like the National Mall is all back to normal. It's so beautiful. There's the Washington Monument on that end. Smithsonian Castle. That is the Museum of Air and Space. That is the Indigenous People of the United States Museum. I have never gotten so many comments on an outfit than this one today. And I know people say stuff like that all the time, but they're usually just talking about like 4 comments or so. I kept track, I got 12 compliments while out and about today wearing this jacket, which is all very selfish of me to say because it's actually sold out. It's from Nordstrom if you want to follow it, but it's actually sold out. My crossbody is from my brand Trades of Hope. Beautiful leather bag made by women in India. It's a look. Yesterday, I thought I want to lay in bed and watch TV, but as you can see in my abysmal bedroom, there's no TV in there. But then I remembered if I made a little makeshift bed, I can watch TV. So I have my weighted blanket right here. I made a bed close to my bed for Ember. We got lots of pillows to prop the head up. And then my vibe lately has been early 2000s Disney Channel movies. So we're going through the Xenon series right now, and it's been actually really, really fun. My little makeshift watching TV in bed on my couch is what I did yesterday because I was not feeling well yesterday, which is why I didn't film anything for the vlog. I took half the day off from work. It was Thursday, and then I took most of the day off today, but I had all of these plans on how to be productive. I was actually gonna run my errands yesterday, but I just really listened to my body. I listened to that desire where like, I just need to like be able to close my eyes while I watch something, i.e. that's why I wanted to watch TV in bed. And it was honestly, it was beautiful. It was a beautiful, I watched 2 movies. It was like, I don't do stuff like that. It was so, so good. I highly recommend making a bed sofa or a sofa on your bed and watching movies and just chilling and just listening to your body. Listen to your body. Before the sun goes down, I want to show you, I rearranged my room, my living room some because I just took my Christmas tree down. It was right there. And before I had the Christmas tree, this mirror was in that corner. But I was like, you know what? I like the mirror right here. And so I decided to move the bar cart, which used to be over there, right here. We added some fresh flowers and we put up this Mapiful Washington, D.C. poster because, you know, we needed some height there, obviously. And then that led to me creating this little moment. This was over there as well in front of the mirror in the corner before the Christmas tree. So we've got our Diptyque room spray and some taper candle holders. This is actually my desk. It's my standing desk and it just, you know, sticks onto the window right there. Comes off very easily. It's my office, if you will. We lit a little candle, washed the table, bought this dog just for decoration. I'm just kidding. You're so cute. Okay. And then we have this little moment, which I'm not done with. This is just everything left over that didn't have a home. So we'll see. Basket of throws. And then this is literally the best thing I have ever spent my money on. This is the acrylic little table, I guess, on wheels. And I move it around all the time. It goes over there a lot if I'm sitting over there. But this is like where I like it, when the room is reset. Not the most well-lit, most high-quality moment I've ever had, but I'm having a fun night tonight and I want to take you along. So I'm taking my friend Rachel out for a belated birthday dinner to Busboys and Poets. I haven't been there in a while, but Busboys and Poets is a DC staple, a DC community pillar, if you will. It's so, so good. I love getting, and I get it every single time, the grilled chicken panini, I think it's called, caramelized onions, french fries on the side, and then 2 mojitos, because their mojitos, so good. It's one of my favorite meals in DC. Busboys and Poets is, I don't think will make like my top favorite restaurants, but it's definitely a classic. You have to go if you're eating in DC, but this meal is amazing. It's such a great vibe too. Like typical DC, it has like a great activism angle. There's a huge, amazing actually library attached to the restaurant and lounge area, and it's really inspirational. Honestly, it's great. Highly recommend. I'm already like tasting the caramelized onions of the panini, and that was the mojito, by the way, not smoking, don't smoke. That was the mojito through the straw. I'm so pumped. I think I'm also going to take her on a little surprise, if you will, afterwards. I don't really know how this is going to pan out because it's cold. Basically, I'll let you know because she'll already know by the time this video is out. But I would love to have like a little monument moment. Maybe go sit on the steps of the Lincoln, have her open her birthday presents. I don't want to say that I would love to have a cheers on the steps because that's not allowed, but I would love to. We'll see. We'll see. We might end up coming back to my building and doing it on the roof because it is really cold and it's actually really windy, and it's Friday night right now, but on Sunday morning it's supposed to snow, so I think it's just going to get colder from this moment forward. Happy Saturday morning. I'm back in my makeshift weighted blanket bed on the sofa. I spent the morning watching my childhood shows on Disney Plus, journaling some. I just have a lot to process, good things to process, just in a season of transition. I'm about to go get ready, put on a face, because I'm going to take Ember on a long walk to the Lincoln Memorial. There is an art installation up through the rest of the day today, and it is in honor of Kamala Harris and the accomplishments that she's made, the history that she's made in the United States. So we're gonna go look at that, just take in all of these really exclusively DC things. I love any reason to go to Lincoln as well, sit on the steps, take in the view, and just be really present with my thoughts and with the scenery. It's gonna be a good DC afternoon. Little pro tip, Ember and I just got the best parking spot outside of the Lincoln Memorial. Literally, it's right across the street. We're parked on 22nd Street, right next to the Albert Einstein Memorial and right in front of the State Department building. It is perfect. Just a little hot tip for you. Okay, there's the State Department building, which I've had interviews and interrogations in there. Don't worry about it. And then look at the Lincoln Memorial's right there. Just cross a little crosswalk. Constitution Gardens is on the other side of those trees, which is really beautiful. And we're actually gonna head over to the Albert Einstein Memorial right there because I have never been. I think it's just a statue, but let's take a look. It's actually really cool. Do you like it? found the commissioned piece of art recognizing that Kamala Harris has shattered the glass ceiling for women, and particularly Black women and women of color, by becoming the first female Black and woman of color vice president of the United States. The piece, I don't want to go into the crowd, but I'll try to get some detail shots. The piece is actually made of shattered glass to represent the accomplishment and the history that's been made. There are women who are Black or women of color taking selfies and having their photos taken with this art, and it honestly has me tearing up. And I'm just standing here with the reflection pond behind me, behind the piece of Kamala Harris, and I'm just honestly really emotional, tearing up at the history that's been made. And I'm so thankful that this art is here for us to really pause and recognize it. So I decided I needed to step off to the sidelines here. I have my journal with me because I just kind of knew I was gonna want to journal. I know myself. And so we've been journaling and enjoying the view, staying away from people, and just taking in the art and the monuments, being DC girls. A little fun fact, so when I first came to DC when I was 13 years old, I think, I loved these they're like little cafes, and they're outside all over like the National Mall by a ton of monuments. Just a great way for DC to make some money while tourists are looking at the monuments and whatnot. But I thought they were so cute. They reminded me of little like stands in Paris, which I have since gone to Paris and I recognize the difference, but that's the vibe I got when I was a teenager. And I remember when I was considering coming to DC in 2017, like, should I move there or not? I thought like, oh, they have those cute things. Like, I remember that vibe that I got. And it is true. DC is has the most European influences, and it's amazing architecture. It's the only place I feel like where you can stand in front of some buildings and feel like you're in Paris. So not the same thing, not saying it's the same thing, but as someone who is actually born in Europe and loves traveling, loved going there, the aesthetic of DC felt like the closest thing in the United States. If you only knew the number of people who have said to me and Ember, hey, you guys match, hi. We actually already get that all the time because our hair color is the same. But the black and white color story we're both wearing today and every day, honestly, is not helping the case, but it's okay. We kind of like the attention. Within 0.003 seconds, this is how I look immediately after entering my home. To anyone watching who may have seen me at the Lincoln Memorial and complimented my outfit and said I had great style, I just want you to know, this is a little PSA for you. This is what I look like immediately after getting home. For dinner, I'm gonna have my Best Boys and Poets leftovers. The second half of that chicken panini I was telling you about, it's so, so good. I even have a couple fries in here. That meal last night was so good. I enjoyed the mojitos on an empty stomach. Then I had to rush to eat my food to, you know, make myself feel okay. And I was already tired at like 7 p.m. So then I just like crashed the rest of the night. I know that sounds like I was really drunk, but that's not really what happened. It was just a perfect storm to where I didn't even really film that much of our dinner last night, but it was good. I'm gonna eat my leftovers for dinner, maybe crack open a new container of half-baked fair trade Ben & Jerry's ice cream. It's like, you know, the first time you open it and you start eating it and it's like creamy. It hasn't been like refrozen again yet. That's the best. When I am done eating my leftovers for dinner, I'm going to write this week's issue of the Gumption edition. I have my little laptop open over there. If you don't know, I have a online magazine that is delivered to you through your email. It's called the Gumption Edition, and it offers weekly perspectives on how to elevate your life and create the life of your dreams. So subscribe through the link in the description, and I will see you there. It's a really, really fun place. I get messages every week of women saying what their favorite quote is from each issue, so I know you're gonna love it. When I'm done with that, I'm going to remove my makeup that's already half removed because of my mask and take a shower and kind of get ready for tomorrow because it's going to start snowing like in the middle of the night tonight and be snowing through the morning. So I'm gonna try and get some fun snow content. This vlog will be nicely bookended with snow in the beginning and snow at the end. I just hope it's not really like slushy and gross. People keep using the word slushy and I kind of hope I can at least get some good videos and photos out of it, but we'll see. It is snowing. It is so beautiful. It's not sticking to the ground, I don't think, but It's at least really beautiful as it's falling. It's in my hair. It's in Ember's hair. She's hating it. I'm loving it. I love the snow. And the snow is perfect in DC because it just lasts for a few days and then it goes. So it's perfect. It's not like months of gross snow all the time. Oh, I'm so happy. The snow has already stopped. It was a little uneventful, but I'm really glad that I saw it. It's like 9 already, it's done, but I set an alarm for 7, looked out the window and it wasn't really snowing yet, and then I set another alarm for 8, and that's when Ember and I got out of bed and we went down to check it out. And so I'm glad we did, even though it wasn't really anything to see. I'm just happy we took advantage of that hour of falling snow. It was really, really fun. People ask a lot like, oh, how do you get the good photos or how do you get the content? And it's honestly just setting alarms and sacrificing some things like sleep on a Sunday morning. I'm gonna close out the vlog right here. Thank you so much for watching another weekly DC vlog. I hope it's given you some ideas on how to enjoy the city, or at least how to enjoy life wherever you are. If you enjoyed this video, only if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe. It would mean the world to me. I'll see you next week.